Hello and welcome back to, we're reading A Course in Miracles, the workbook for students, and we're on lesson 11. And wait till you read this.
Okay.
My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. Number one, this is the first idea we have had that this is related to a major phase of the correction process, the reversal of the thinking of the world. It seems as if the world determines what you perceive. Today's idea introduces the concept that your thoughts determine the world you see. Be glad indeed to practice the idea in its initial form, for in this idea is your release made sure. The key to forgiveness lies in it. 2. The practice periods for today's idea are to be undertaken somewhat differently from the previous ones. Begin with your eyes closed and repeat the idea slowly to yourself. Then open your eyes and look about, near and far, up and down, anywhere. During the minute or so to be spent in using the idea, merely repeat it to yourself, being sure to do so without haste and with no sense of urgency or effort. Number 3, to do these exercises for maximum benefit, the eye should move from one thing to another fairly rapidly, since they should not linger on anything in particular. The words, however, should be used in an unhurried, even leisurely fashion. The introduction to this idea, in particular, should be practiced as casually as possible. It contains the foundation for the peace, relaxation, and freedom from worry that we are trying to achieve. On concluding the exercises, close your eyes and repeat the idea once more slowly to yourself. Pardon me. Number 4, 3 practice periods today will probably be sufficient. However, if there is little or no unease and an inclination to do more, as many as 5 can be undertaken. More than this is not recommended. So those are our instructions.
Okay.
And today's lesson is my meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world.
Okay.
Did you hear something out of that, or does this intrigue you?
I think I need to read that whole thing again. I'm going to pull it up on my phone as well.
Well, feel free to read it while we're on here, because maybe our audience at some point will want to do that as well.
Mm-hmm.
My
Okay.
meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world.
And this is the first idea we have had that is related to a major phase of the correction process, the reversal of the thinking of the world. Okay.
It seems as if the world determines what you perceive.
Yeah.
Today's idea introduces the concept that your thoughts determine the world you see. Be glad indeed to practice the idea in its initial form, for in this idea your release made sure. The key to forgiveness lies in it. See, that's intriguing too. Forgive what?
Yeah, ourselves.
Maybe because our thoughts are meaningless.
Mm-hmm.
And
Hmm.
then it describes the practice period. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. Well, the previous lessons are talking about, I mean, we can't do this every day because eventually there's going to
Right.
be too
Yeah.
more lessons in the past. But I'm
And
never
that.
upset for the reason I think. I
Uh-huh.
am upset because I see something that's not there. That seems kind of applicable to this.
Mm-hmm.
I only see the past. My mind is preoccupied with past thoughts. I see nothing as it is now. My thoughts do not mean anything. And now this one. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world.
Okay, I think I get it. Okay, yeah, okay. I'm there.
The
It's
eyes should
almost
move
like I
from
just
one
have to
thing.
accept it because it's tough to understand. Like I understand it, but it's like, okay, how do I fight that? Uh, yeah, I get that. My meaningless thoughts are
Well, we
showing me a
automatically
meaningless
go to
world.
our intellect. Well, that doesn't
Right.
make sense
Yeah.
because our mind has taught us that,
Mm,
these are things
yeah.
that have meaning based on what we've given them and what they're used for. We know what this is. This is a mechanical pencil. We know what this is used for.
Hmm.
So, um, and everything has as as energetically at a frequency that we can feel things.
Right.
So, my mindless, my meaningless thoughts. Let's just break that down. My meaningless thoughts. We've determined that we don't have thoughts, and our
Well, we
thoughts are
have them,
always
but
of
they
the
don't mean
past,
anything.
and they don't mean anything.
Hmm.
So therefore, if we're having meaningless thoughts, then everything we look at and do uh,
In
is
this world.
meaningless.
Right. Has no meaning.
Yeah.
So does being meaningless and having no meaning, are they the same things?
Well, we've given it the meaning that it has. So if we find that it doesn't have any meaning, then we've made it meaningless.
Right.
We've given it meaning and we're going to take away the meaning. We're not going to take it away. We're going to remove the need for things to mean things.
Is that the same thing as not caring about things?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Maybe. Because yesterday, either during the recording or after, we talked about, well, what about the landfill? So does that mean we shouldn't care and just throw everything willy-nilly into the garbage? I guess that's up to you. That's what you're conscious,
Right.
you've given it meaning that, and it if it means something, well, right? See?
Yeah. You go round and round.
And it's okay to go around and round
Hmm.
so we can evaluate and get out of our heads about why that's important.
Hmm.
Um, we have 8 billion people on the planet,
Hmm.
and yet our landfills, they say are full, but are they?
Right.
If we really have all the garbage that society says we do, then we should be overflowing with garbage.
Hmm. Yeah.
Now, in some countries, it's a lot messier. My impression is that some areas of India are quite messy, dirty. Maybe
Right.
they don't have the services to take the garbage away.
Right.
And maybe if we didn't have that, then our streets would look the same. We'd have the same sort of rubbish and dust and dirt everywhere.
Yeah.
That India, in my perception, in some areas of India, or even wherever, could be anywhere.
Yes.
I've been
Any of
in
these little
downtown New
third world
York when there
islands.
was a garbage strike and the
Oh,
piles
yeah.
of garbage on the corner was massive,
Yeah. Yeah.
50 bags of garbage on the corners.
Wow. That's crazy.
That's a long time ago.
Yes.
So what are we? Maybe it's just looking at what we do give meaning to and why certain things are important in our perception.
So in the lesson 2, it says the practice periods for today's idea are to be undertaken somewhat differently from the previous ones. So begin with your eyes closed and repeat the idea slowly to yourself. Then open your eyes and look about, near and far, up and down, anywhere. During the minute or so to be spent in using the idea, merely repeat it to yourself, being sure to do so without haste and with no sense of urgency or effort.
Mm-hmm. I think it's just awareness of what we've given meaning to.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that that really is the basic to this lesson, is the awareness. Not that we don't
And
have to care about things, it's just that we're aware that how this all goes and
well, and
feels.
then
And
when you think about it, all the people that are so righteous on whatever topic they have, why?
right. Yeah.
What makes it right? What makes it wrong? It's quite meaningless.
Yeah.
Everything that people are so righteous about is quite meaningless.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you shouldn't care, whether it be even our last 4 years and the discussions we have about that. Is that meaningful?
Yeah.
I know for me, I prefer looking at this kind of material
Mm-hmm.
and going within and looking at my part in it, because I can only see through my eyes. And as far as
Right.
I'm concerned, there's everything I create
Mm-hmm.
is created for me to have feelings, to feel, whether
Yep.
they're good, bad, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and also to have experiences in this body, because this is the only way we can be on this earth, is in a body.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So I guess it's,
We're meant to have the experience, but the perspective is what we're looking for now.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we also don't want to be judgmental. We don't want to look and go, well, they're wrong because they're being so vigilant about their passion.
Mm-hmm.
Good, have your passion.
Yeah.
um, I prefer to feel peace.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can I physically do anything about a situation? I have a friend who went to jail for her passion around a certain event in January a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Was that meaningful or meaningless, or I don't know. And
Yeah,
then the key
exactly.
to forgiveness lies in it. Well, what are we forgiving? What is forgiveness even being brought up at this point?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of curious.
What page is your lesson 11 on?
Well, the workbook for students is numbered, got its own set of numbers, so it's page
Mm-hmm.
18. Page 18 in the workbook for students. And then
I see.
the
Okay,
previous
gotcha.
section is 600 and
Yes, that's what was messing me up too. Okay.
yeah, we like things a certain way. That's how we are. What if we can just let go of that?
Exactly.
So yeah, the other section is 669 pages.
Mm-hmm.
And then the section after this is, oh, see, it's broken down into a bunch of stuff. 92. Oh
Basically,
yeah,
three
just 92,
three
because the
books
workbook
browned
for
in.
students is, of course, at least 365 pages.
Right.
I think they do that on purpose because it's meaningless. How many pages are in this book? There's over 1,000 pages in the book anyways, probably
Yeah.
something like 1,200 pages in here,
Yeah.
which is why it's on this paper thin paper,
Right.
I'm guessing, because it would be a hefty book if it wasn't.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. And I know each lesson adds on the other one because I just looked at lesson 12. I am upset because I see a meaningless world. So we're going to
Mm-hmm.
dive into that tomorrow.
Yep. Yeah.
But it's curious to me, the key to forgiveness lies in it. So that's something I don't remember reading, but 3 practice periods today.
Mm-hmm.
We have to wait all the way till Monday to get to the next lesson.
Yeah, we do because I just,
That's okay.
yeah.
We're in no rush.
No, that's right. But
And
it's
the
time.
reason we're reading together is to integrate it. I mean, you can flip through this book,
Mm-hmm.
like people read a whole book in a weekend, and
Yeah, that's true.
which is great. Um, but a book with this much meaning and depth to it doesn't need anything
No.
because we've given it meaning that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. We got to chew it
Um,
over.
but I think it's nice, to chew it over, like you say, and digest it and integrate it and that kind of thing. Like really be present with what am I feeling that my thoughts are my thoughts are meaningless and it's showing me a meaningless world.
Yeah, exactly.
Anything else?
No, I think that's, we can wrap up lesson 11.
Awesome. I'll stop the recording here.
Mm-hmm.